Welcome back to another episode of Too Generic. It's your host Cam and
Rich.
And today we're going to discuss round one of the NBA playoffs, going into round two. We would just discuss round two, but the Mavs and the Cleveland Cavaliers haven't finished yet. Not Mavs. Why did I say Mavs? Magic.
Starts with an M.
I combined the Magic and Cavs to be the Mavs.
Starts with M-A,
Right? Starts with M-A. Completely botched the intro already.
Botched.
Already messed it up. Botched toe.
Botched.
All right. But Magic and Cavs haven't finished up yet, 3-3. And the series will end today in about 2 hours. The game starts. So we'll be looking forward to see that. But round two is looking to be Knicks Pacers, Thunder Mavericks, Nuggets Timberwolves. Timberwolves are already up 1-0. And then we want to talk about UFC 301 that just passed. The WNBA preseason start has actually got some eyes and caught some attention. And we could talk about NBA awards. Some NBA awards got announced. The others haven't yet. But we did an award show, and we could see, if we were right, if we were on to something, or if we don't know what the hell we're talking about. So we'll get to that. What do you want to start with, Rich? Do you want to do a little UFC, a little WNBA, or a recap on our award show?
Yeah, let's start with the UFC.
All right. So we started the night over with the UFC. Early prelims, not too many people that anyone would know. I mean, there's the fake Sean Strickland and Vince Pichel. He ended up losing a decision. And then our Irish boy Malarkey got knocked out.
He's always getting knocked out lately.
He's full of malarkey.
Yeah.
He really is. He's always getting knocked.
Yeah.
Poor dude.
It's going to be a fun fight. Somebody's getting knocked out in that fight. He's going to go for it. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to scrap.
He's not afraid to scrap, but it seems like he just gets punched in the head a lot.
Yeah, he's going to die in his shield. He was getting punched in the head a lot last night.
A lot. And so we can start basically with the main card, the prelims, everything. I mean, I watched them here and there, kept my eye on it, but I'd say the main card is what I tuned into the whole time. Sometimes I tune in for early prelim, but
it was a great.
Anybody on prelim?
Did I what?
Do you want to talk about anybody on prelim?
No, it wasn't really that interesting to me. I wasn't following it that much. You saw the last prelim.
I watched the Close and Silva fight.
Did you see the Jack Shore fight where he had a hole in his leg?
Yeah, I seen the ref stoppage. And then what's his name actually fought the caveman last night?
Who's the caveman?
The Neanderthal. You never seen this guy?
Oh, yeah, that guy. That guy looks crazy, right?
Yeah, Miktibek Oralalbai. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he became a meme because everyone says he looks like a picture of an original caveman.
Right, he does.
He kind of does, but shout out to him because he got the dub.
He beat the Brazilian too.
Yeah, he did in Brazil, which is a big thing,
Right.
I think that's huge. But yeah, let's just talk main card, and then we could move on out of here. Baralho beat the hell out of Paul Craig. Paul Craig should have just pulled for guard. I don't know what he should have did, but he definitely shouldn't have stand and thrown with Baralho.
It seemed like he was trying to. It seemed like he tried to pull guard a couple times. But the other thing was, when he was striking with him, he was just keeping his chin up in the air, and Baralho was getting easy strikes on his head.
Yeah.
And then Craig had some good leg kicks, had some good kicks to the body, but nothing that really affected Baralho in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just chin up, and then he got slept.
Yeah, Baralho was standing tall, chin tucked. He looked ready, and he's just a better natural striker,
Yep.
I think he just has a better frame. Paul Craig's more of just like a crafty fighter. He's going to win in between the margins and stuff, but definitely can't take on a talent like Baralho, who's up and coming. Next was Pijera. So that was a decent fight.
That was wild. And
he always is doing some flip something, and he did it again. And he almost got disqualified for it. There was a little bit of talk that when he did that front flip barrel roll into his downed opponent, he kneed him in the face.
He did knee him in the face, but a lot of it caught his shoulder and his chest.
Yeah.
So I got away with it, and they're in Brazil. So I don't know if they're really going to take that away from him.
Plus, it wasn't necessarily like on purpose.
Yeah, but I don't know if it really
You can't
affects.
prove intent if he tried to knee a downed opponent in the face. If anything, you could just say he was positioning.
Yeah, and I don't know if it really affected the fight that much because he hit him with the left that knocked him down. Then
Right.
he got him with the guillotine. So I don't know if that really affected the fight too much. So I don't know if they took that into account as well.
Yeah. It was all like in a scrum, like he
Yeah,
knocks him down, he does a flip, he starts hitting him again. I don't think it really gave the ref a window to go, hey, that's the reason why this guy's hurt. He gave a
right.
bunch of other reasons why the opponent's down and hurt and eventually was out.
Yeah, maybe if he didn't get caught with that left or something, it would
Yeah.
have been different. Or he probably wouldn't have been able to hit him with that flip either, like he did against Nico Price. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was something else.
Yep. Then we can move on to Anthony Smith. So the guy Victor Petrino comes in there looking like a tank,
Hmm.
smiling, cheesing, cocky. And then Anthony Smith kind of came out quiet. His head was down a little. He didn't look as confident. And I
And
was wondering, I'm like, is he locked in? Like, does he know he's about to take an L? Like, what's about to happen? So they start standing, and it's obvious right away. Vitor, he's got some reach on him, and he looks like the better striker, the cleaner striker, way faster too. The speed advantage was very telling,
yep.
but a rookie mistake. He went for a terrible takedown, gave up his whole neck, didn't protect it, and it was over that fast. I mean, Anthony Smith, you can't mess around with him on the ground. Anything Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappling with him, he's going to get you.
Especially with a guy who's had 1,000 fights too.
Right. That's his 40th win.
Mm-hmm.
He was 39-17, I think, before the fight.
No, 38-19 now.
Oh, 38-19? Okay.
Close enough to 40 though.
But damn near. Almost 40 wins in the cage. This is a guy who's gotten dropped from the UFC before, re-signed, and I just think it's cool. Shout out to him.
And fought for the belt.
Right, he's fought for the belt, got his ass whooped by John Jones, but
Bad. That was one of John Jones could have ended that fight, and he just decided to style on him the whole time.
Him around.
He just wanted to go 5 rounds for whatever reason.
He did.
He felt bad.
That's what Anthony Smith will do it, and that's what I seen was like this guy Vitor. He was putting the work on him early, and Anthony Smith is just gonna take it.
Yeah, I thought
really got to put Anthony Smith out. He's just not gonna quit.
Yeah, I thought Petrino had the advantage in the striking, but like you said, he made that mistake and he paid for it.
Yeah, that was it. Like, I mean, there was a few things that Anthony Smith did right, and I would say there was one exchange where he actually made the first move, and it looked better than letting Petrino make the first move. That was for sure. And then also he hit him with 2 or 3 leg kicks.
Yep.
And one of those leg kicks actually hurt him.
Yeah, the leg kicks were working.
Because once he got him to tap, Petrino gets up, he kind of smiles, he's kind of like, yo, I got caught. But then when he's walking away, he had a little limp. So once he got tapped, he was like, whatever, like I got caught, adrenaline dumped, and he's like, damn, the leg.
When he was walking back to the stool.
Yeah, when he was walking back to the stool after getting tapped, he was limping, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize like Smith got him like that. Yep. So who knows? Maybe he got hit with that leg kick and thought, with the adrenaline, whatever, maybe I could just get this slam off, whatever, and we get off the feet. I give my legs a break real quick. But that's not what happened. He got hit with the leg kick. He kind of panicked. Terrible form. And that's what it is. Did you hear the quote from Anthony Smith, though, about why he thinks he got Victor Petrino?
No.
It was a very interesting quote. And it was around the lines of, he's undefeated and he doesn't know what to be scared of.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was such a powerful quote. It teaches you, some people have, blind confidence and they don't know better because you don't know better yet. But experience is the best teacher. And I think that was an example of what that fight is about, is a guy that has almost 60 fights, 40 wins, 20 losses, give or take a few. And he knows. He's been in situations. He's been punched in the nose before and felt like giving up. And so I think this was Petrino's first time of he got kicked in the leg, panicked a little bit because he probably never felt, that type of power from an elite fighter like Anthony Smith. This is a top 15 guy still. So we can't call him, he's not a can.
Yeah, I think he was ranked 10th last night.
Yeah, so I mean he got hit by a top 10 guy with a leg kick, and now he knows what a real UFC leg kick is.
Yeah,
and
it could be
Petrino's got to prepare for that now.
It could be a good teaching lesson for him.
Yeah, and I think that's what last night was. He didn't get his ass whooped. He got caught in a hold.
Right.
It is what it is. I mean, it's not like I've been rooting for this guy, Petrino, for a long time. Pretty much someone I don't really know. Just
right.
kind of came out of nowhere. I think I seen his last fight, and that was it. Just one, but not enough to really judge a guy and know if he would beat a UFC kind of journeyman. I don't want to call him a legend, but like a journeyman like Anthony Smith.
Right.
Now we know he's got to step it up a little bit. Next was Jose Aldo. It was nice to see him grab a victory, and he came out with the crown on.
Yeah, and he looked like his old self. I mean, his striking was fantastic. He was great with the body shots. The leg kicks looked good. He was moving out of the way of the strikes. He only had 77 to 52 in strikes. I thought he got off a lot more strikes than that.
It felt like he really beat Martinez. I don't know where Martinez got his strikes in comparison, because it looks closer than what it should be.
Yeah, it was.
But I thought it would be a rough night for Aldo when he came out there, because he's coming back from retirement. Martinez he's good. What is he, 6-0 win streak before this?
Yeah, and he was 12th in the bantam.
Yeah, ranked 12th. He was on the come up. He was beating some guys, fighting well. He's only 30, so I thought, younger dude, maybe this is Aldo's little passing of the torch, potentially. This is kind of like a squash match. He comes back out of retirement. What are you going to do? Usually, the UFC doesn't set up fights that retired guys come back and win, because the whole point is you're not about to take a win and then take my fighter too. Because if Jose Aldo wins and retires, now you got Martinez coming off of a loss from a guy who retired. You can't sell a fight with Martinez anymore. So, typically, like I said, Aldo shouldn't be set up with a guy he could beat. This was set up for him to lose. And Martinez came out there in a southpaw stance, which was not the stance he actually stayed in for most of the fight. But he came out in a southpaw stance, and immediately I thought, is he about to get slept again like McGregor slept him in Brazil? In a quick look, he started off the fight in southpaw, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no, Aldo's not about to get caught early. And he didn't. And he forced Martinez to get in his traditional stance and do something different than I guess maybe Martinez planned. Tried to throw a little something different at him, but it didn't work out. It was a great fight by Aldo. And what else happened?
I thought it was
takedowns.
Aldo did get a takedown. He kind of just shoved him right on the mat.
Right? I'm trying to remember now, and I'm like, I think Aldo did some takedown stuff, which was very unconventional.
And he had some control. He had a minute 45 control time too.
Yeah.
But I thought the body strikes were the best from Aldo. His body strikes were so clean last night. I mean, all his boxing was clean. The kicks, the body strikes, the head strikes. I mean,
he wasn't just going one to the body. It was two to the body, and they were uppercuts. They were ripping low hooks.
Yep. Yeah, Martinez didn't even look like he belonged in there with him last night. It was a clean sweep. Yeah. There was no question who won each round.
Yep, it's true. Jose Aldo, man. I wonder where he's going to go next. It's interesting. Also, good lead up into McGregor, in 303, because you're seeing some of McGregor's past opponents, and I feel like this builds up McGregor in a way. Like, if you're still seeing Jose Aldo get wins in the UFC where McGregor slept him.
Boom. Yeah, you see the success Aldo has had since McGregor slept him. I mean, he moved to a whole nother division and was damn near fighting for a belt.
Right.
So it's like it didn't affect him too much.
And then you got Poirier going into Islam Makhachev again.
Yep, fighting for another belt.
Fighting for another belt. And then you got Max Holloway, who just won the BMF, who
Yep.
McGregor beat him. He slept Poirier in his title run, like the real title run of McGregor before he was a cokehead.
Yeah.
He sleeps he sleeps Poirier, he sleeps Aldo, and he beats Holloway when nobody could beat Holloway, and at the same nobody knew who Holloway was. But as soon as he came on the scene, everyone realized Holloway had one of the best hands in the league.
And now Holloway's probably gonna. You would think he'd fight for a belt against Topuria now, against Ilia Topuria, even though it seems like Topuria doesn't feel like he should be fighting anybody. He thinks he's
Topuria doesn't want to fight anyone.
It's crazy. Like Topuria won that one fight against Volkanovski, and now he thinks he's too good to fight anybody else, or he wants to fight up in higher divisions. That's the other thing with the UFC now. Everybody doesn't want to fight in their division anymore, and I can't stand it. Like I feel like you got to be dominant. You got to win. You got to win the belt, and then you got to win at least 3 or 4 fights to be able to go up higher or lower in the weight class. To me, like with Volkanovski, it made sense because he was clearing out the division. He was dominating everybody, so he deserved that. He deserved that chance.
Right. No, I feel the same way. At least 3 fights. You had to bust the other guys while you were on the come up to really make a statement and say, yeah, I need to go up a weight class.
And then, Makhachev, he wants to fight in welterweight. He's defended his belt twice against a featherweight.
Right.
Make it make sense.
Islam's a weight bully. That's kind of always been known. He's supposed to be a 170 pounder, and he drops to 155 to make it easier. He's a big guy. He's almost like 6 feet tall, and he fights at 155.
Just like Khabib, too.
Yeah, just like Khabib. But Khabib was a thicker dude. He was shorter, had shorter arms. It kind of made sense a little bit. Though he's a husky guy, he would drop down. People still said, like, oh, he's too big for the division, yada, yada, yada. He kind of cheats. He's a weight bully. I would say Islam's a real weight bully. Kind of like how Pereira was when he was at 185. He's 6'4" and drops bombs. He shouldn't be in 185.
Right.
But he could if he wanted to. As he's getting older now, he wants to do 205. He's even said heavyweight. So,
yeah, they're always teasing that Tom Aspinall fight.
Right, they're teasing the Aspinall fight. We already know what would happen there. You would see a British man laid out like some crumpets.
If he connects with that left.
Oh my God.
But speaking of heavyweights, John Jones says he's got a date, but he said he's going to let Dana White announce it. So we'll see if he's actually going to fight Stipe.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if he's going to fight Stipe.
Which I don't really care about anymore.
I don't want to see him fight Stipe. The last fight Stipe fought was Ngannou, right?
Yeah, he got slapped viciously.
Yeah,
and that was what, 2021?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a 3-year layoff and you get another title shot.
Right.
I mean, I get he's, arguably the best heavyweight champion of all time, but you lose like that. You haven't been active.
Right. I want to see him come in and fight Aspinall.
Yeah, Aspinall seems like more interesting.
If Stipe beats Aspinall, then I'll watch him fight John Jones.
Yeah, because then it would be actual champion because you got to unify the belts with Aspinall and Miocic.
Exactly.
But John Jones is still the champion, so it would be kind of weird because it's kind of weird to defend an interim belt.
How about Ngannou comes back and fights Aspinall?
That's tough. That's tough. So you got me there.
Yeah, he could.
Ngannou should.
We all know Ngannou. One of those knockdowns was fraud.
For what?
Against Joshua.
Oh yeah, you thought he barely touched him?
Bro, on that one angle from the guy who had the ringside video on his phone, it looked like he went like this.
Right.
Like it was such a graze. It wasn't a clean flush land where like everything moves with it. It just looked funny. One of the drops was bad though. But the other one,
Joshua is though.
One of them looked like he got grazed. Kind of like not as bad, but the Volkanovski head kick knockout by Islam still to me looks weird.
No, I thought he got that clean.
It looks like he hit him with like the bottom of his calf.
That's what happens when you got roids. When you're on
He
roids,
must have calves made of steel
it helps.
because goddamn, I didn't know you could get hit with muscle and get knocked out.
But maybe
Usually
it
you
was.
want to get hit with bone.
But maybe Ngannou was more surprised. Maybe it
Maybe
was more.
he might have been off balance already,
Yeah,
something like that. But yeah, the punch didn't land as clean. And like I said, if he got knocked off when he was just unbalanced or whatever, it's not a real like knockout where he got slept. And I think you could recover from that.
right.
But if you're out here getting slept left and right, I don't think you're gonna win your next fight.
Nah.
All right. So what else we got? We got one more fight to end it. The main event.
Yep.
You got Alexandra Pantoja, depends how you pronounce it. These Brazilians, they confuse me with their pronunciations.
I
Just
feel
look
like
at Andrade.
is it Panto? I think it's Pantoja. The J is silent. Or
I
no?
think it's Pantoja.
Oh, Pantoja. Okay, I thought sometimes the J is silent.
No,
Because I've heard.
sometimes the thing is, that's what I'm saying. With the Brazilian fighters, there's a lot of pronunciations because I think the Pereiras are pronounced differently, right?
I feel like sometimes they say Pereira and sometimes they say Perea.
Pereira and then Pijera.
Yeah, there's three different ones.
There's three. That's what I'm saying. So there's Michelle Pijera, or no, there's Michelle Pereira,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Alex Pijera.
But I feel like everybody says it differently all the time. Like I feel like DC will say it three different times during the fight. He'll say it. He'll use three different pronunciations during the fight because he doesn't really care either. He doesn't even watch film or anything. So it's just
So
like he's
maybe
just.
they're all just pulling a Chael Sonnen, where they
Yep.
just get the name wrong and they just keep it rolling.
Prohakachev.
Prochovsky.
Prochovsky. Yo.
But anyway, Steve Ursig was on the other side of it, and we found out half Croatian, half Italian.
Yep.
So we were rooting for the Italian.
Didn't help him win the fight though.
Didn't help him win the fight, but he won the battle. And I think that was huge. He's the 10th ranked fighter in the division. He should have never even got this opportunity, but he had such a clean knockout the other week, and he was just fresh. He wasn't really hurt during his fight. I believe it was a first round knockout, and he was already kind of cut, made weight, and maybe even stayed low to stay available for whatever opportunity came. And
this
Joe,
was only in the UFC.
Yeah, you got to stay ready in the UFC. And with Dana White, he gave him a ring, and Steve Ursig answered the call.
Yeah, he said he was eating KFC at the time.
Yep.
He had to make the decision on whether or not to keep eating.
And he said it was a tough weight cut on short notice, but he had to keep it somewhat, reasonable. It's not like he gained too much to where he couldn't come back from it. But he looked great.
He did.
Fighting the champ and a guy who's like, really in the UFC, like Pantoja, Steve Ursig, I believe it's his fourth fight in the UFC, and he was fighting for the belt, and he almost won the belt.
And I think you could have given him the decision. In all honesty, I don't think it would be a robbery if you gave him the decision. I thought rounds 2, 3, and 4 could have gone to Ursig. I thought it was clear that Pantoja, or however you pronounce it, he definitely won rounds 1 and 5. And then I thought Ursig definitely took round 2. And then round 3 was the elbow that opened up Pantoja. But then he had a bunch of ground control in round 3. And then I thought Ursig had the advantage in striking in round 4. So I don't know. It was a really close fight. It was hard to judge it.
Yeah.
But all three
I agree with you for the most part. I've always been on the side of you have to beat the champ. And that actually kind of was a situation where I felt like he did. Like if we broke it down by percentages, Ursig won 51% of the fight.
Right.
And I don't know if that's necessarily enough to sway every single judge to agree that it's 51% of the fight. It was a great fight, though. And to start it, one of the rounds that, Pantoja definitively won was round one. And I thought he just looked so strong in that first 60 seconds. And I don't think Ursig was ready for something like that. He was getting walked down real quick. He had his back to the cage. Then he caught his rhythm, and Pantoja started realizing, oh, this guy is actually kind of smooth with it.
Yeah, because Urseg's jumping up way in competition because he was just fighting a top 15 guy. Now he's fighting the champion. It's not like he's going. It's not like he's going from another top 10, then a top 5 or a top 3. He's going from a top 15 guy right to the champion. So there's got to be some pressure there. You're also in Brazil, but like you said, after he kind of settled in after a tough start to the fight.
And that was a really good sign too. It was like, this guy's got some composure. The fight was harder than he expected it to be. And typically when fighters get into fights that are harder than they thought, they bow out. And for him, 4th fight in the UFC, and he's fighting 5 rounds with the champ.
Yeah, or they can get finished.
Yeah.
Or they
he
can
didn't get finished. He never looked scared. He tried to stay composed. I thought he had, good composure. He never looked frazzled by anything.
Yeah, and he did more than that. He won rounds.
Yeah, and he won rounds.
He not only just hung in there. I mean, he honestly could have won the fight. I mean, all 3 judges gave it to Pantoja, but and I thought it could have easily gone the other way in Urseg's favor.
100%. It really could have. And I'm gonna be rooting for the guy. I am.
His stock didn't go down.
No, there's no way his ranking should drop. If anything, I mean, he should probably move up a couple notches because he gave the champ a run for his money. I'll tell you that much. That dude was leaking for 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That was a nasty cut on his forehead. It was bothering him.
He just boom.
That was
with the elbow.
I believe he took him down too.
Yeah.
Like he got hit with the elbow and then was able to take him down. That was impressive by Pantoja to be able to eat that and then take him down. Well, maybe he needed to take him down too. Maybe he just didn't. He might have been rocked.
So what I think it was is Pantoja literally went as hard as he could forward to get the takedown.
Yep.
And that elbow came, and it just didn't matter because he was going for the takedown regardless. But the thing is I think the elbow was even harder because no matter how hard Ursig threw it, if Pantoja is headbutting a hard elbow, it's going to be even worse. And that's basically what happened was he headbutted an elbow and fell into the takedown.
Yeah, so he was
survived. I was shocked. I thought Pantoja looked rocked multiple times.
And who knows if he didn't get that takedown, Ursig could have won that round.
Right.
If he's stayed on his feet, who knows if Ursig.
Pantoja didn't hold on to that takedown, it would have got bad because the blood leaked immediately.
It did. He was
trying to wipe it.
Yep. And it kept falling down for the next 2 rounds too, and it was bothering him.
Yeah. In the 4th, it was bleeding bad when they were.
Yeah, but then he was able to buckle down in the 5th round. He did some great scrambling in the 5th round on Ursig.
Yep. But yeah, I mean that was UFC 301. Next weekend, we get to see Derek Lewis.
Back in action,
Derek Lewis, and I think he won his last one, right?
No, he lost against Jailton Almeida. He stepped in. I think it was a late notice fight, and he fought Jailton Almeida. The fight before, remember we watched it? I think we watched it at your friend's house. It was the De Lima. It was another Brazilian. He ran in for that knee.
Oh yeah.
Down, and then he just started wailing on him and ended the fight in, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. But then the next fight, I think he stepped in late notice against Jailton Almeida, and it was a boring fight. Yeah. Almeida played on top of him for the whole time.
Yep, I remember that.
And Almeida won it because he just had a bunch of control time, but it was a terrible fight.
This next one might be interesting. I don't really know this guy, Nascimento.
I don't know him either.
11-1, 31 years old. Yeah, who knows? But Buckley's also fighting, and he's fighting that tall guy.
Yep, Joaquin Buckley's fighting.
Yeah, have you seen the content around that fight?
I seen that Buckley's training with all tall fighters.
6'2" and over. He literally had 15 guys in the gym, and he's like, "This is the 6'2" club. This is the 6'2" club." And then he goes one by one, and they go, "How tall are you?" And this guy's like, 6'3", The next guy, 6'4". Like, I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah, this guy's 6'5".
Yeah. So the guy he's fighting, is 6'5". So he wanted to fight a really tall guy to get used to fighting this guy.
And then Carlos Ulberg's on the fight. I like Ulberg. He's got some clean.
Honestly, I think I'm going to take Buckley for this fight, too. The guy that he's fighting is like 6'5" and 170 pounds.
He's got a bunch of fights, too.
And the way Buckley's built, bro, to be fighting a dude who's just a stick, I think Buckley should at least wrestle with him or something.
Yeah.
He should ragdoll him. You're 5'8" and built like a truck.
And this guy's got 44 fights, and he's 30 years old.
Yeah, you know they get crazy over there overseas. They be fighting every other week over there in Kazakhstan and shit. So
I like Carlos Ulberg though.
You like Carlos Ulberg here?
On the main card, he fights City Kickboxing with Adesanya and them.
Okay. And he should be all right. I mean, Menafield, I've seen Menafield take an L too, so who knows? Actually, an interesting fight should be this one, the Sean Woodson versus Caceres.
Yeah, Sean Woodson's got some clean striking too.
He does.
Got clean boxing. And then this
Chase Hooper's on this fight card. We got Terrence McKinney, who's on this fight card too.
Tabitha Ritchie.
Yep, Tabitha Ritchie's on it.
Got what's his name?
I almost thought I read Jared Gordon, but it's Jared Gooden. I don't know Jared Gooden.
Yeah, I don't know Jared Gooden. Dan Hardy's wife on the card.
Veronica Hardy, yeah. So who knows? Could be a good fight week next week.
There's actually some good fights on this card.
Yeah.
McKinney, fastest knockout in lightweight history.
Yep.
Since then, all he does is get slept.
That's McKinney for you.
That's McKinney.
Yeah. Yeah, that's McKinney. But we can move on from the UFC. That was a solid UFC talk. We could jump to Caitlin Clark real quick. There were people that were kind of saying they were watching UFC. I mean, they were watching WNBA preseason instead of the NBA playoffs. And I think that's a big statement. You know, not a lot of people actually were doing that years ago. So for that to happen this year, I think is a really good sign that Caitlin Clark is turning the WNBA into a very relevant sports league.
She is. With that being said, I haven't watched a second of preseason WNBA.
So I did last night. I watched the Storm and the Sparks play. I didn't watch the Caitlin Clark. I don't know why I didn't. It was against the Wings, and I love the Wings. So, I mean, it could have been a cool game to watch, but like I said, I didn't catch it. I was watching the playoffs. What's up?
Was it on League Pass? Was it on
No, you could go on the WNBA app, and you could watch all of the preseason for free, I believe.
But they were saying that the Sky and I forgot who the Sky played. It was the Sky and somebody else. They were saying it wasn't on League Pass or something, or you couldn't get it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there was a stream issue with the Sky game. I know that. Stream
Right.
East or something had it, and then randomly during the game, the stream got shut down.
Damn. But
So
I thought
there was that happened, but I don't know where else it was.
Yeah, I thought it was something before that where they were saying that it wasn't even going to be broadcasted anywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I wish I could see it, but
we could make our predictions about the WNBA season next week because it starts Tuesday, May 14th.
Right. Yeah.
So,
believe me, I'm already picking and choosing who I think's gonna win. Low key, I don't usually bet, but I wanted to throw a bet down.
well, you're gonna wait for next week to talk about that?
I'll say it right now.
Okay.
Mercury to win the championship.
I mean, they got a better squad this year.
I'm calling it. It's Mercury's year.
Tarazi's gonna go off now?
No. Come on now. Taurasi can't guard no more. Taurasi last season was terrible.
No, Tarazi has been a horrible defender forever.
She's been a bad defender forever, but now it's bad. I'm talking.
They were saying over the last 3 seasons, she's got like the worst defensive rating out of any WNBA player.
It's disgusting. Last year was terrible. Watching Mercury games was like There's the people that say, "Oh, he's a cone. He's a cone." No. Tarasi's a cone.
Hmm.
A cone. She can't move.
But fortunately, you have Natasha Cloud now, so that definitely helps them.
Not just Cloud, Kalea Copper.
You got Kalea Copper too. So
Fucking Kalea Copper. Like, and you got Cloud. My God.
and talking about in like offense now, you thought Skylar Diggins Smith was going to be the number 1 or number 2 option, and then Tarazi would be the 3 because Tarazi can't be the number 1 or number 2.
Skylar Diggins is on the Storm.
No, I'm saying you're talking about from last season or when Skylar Diggins was with them, whatever it was 2 years ago.
Or refused to play.
You were thinking her and Brittany Griner were going to be the number 1 and number 2 options, and hopefully Tarazi could take the back seat and be the number 3 option. Now it could be Kalea Copper and Brittany Griner the 1 and 2 option, and then Tarazi can step in as the number 3 option for scoring. And of course, Tarazi, she can still go for big games. She can still put up 25 and 30, but she just can't do it every night. She can do it once every 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
I think she still got it in her, but she just can't do it with as much consistency as she used to.
Right. I think she should just be a set shooter, and she could make some plays and do what she wants. But for the most part, she shouldn't be really initiating too much offense.
Right.
She could shoot. She could do whatever she wants. But I think she's going to take a back seat and become a very efficient shooter this year.
I hope so.
I think she's going to have a lot of energy. She's not going to have to handle the rock a lot. She's going to get set up, and she's just got to finish. And she's been a great finisher her entire career. So I believe she could execute. She could hit a knock down an open shot. She could hit it mid-range. She could finish a back cut. She could do all those things.
And I think they got one of the better starting 5s. I mean, if you look at Tarazi, Griner, Kalea Copper, Natasha Cloud, and then probably Sophie Cunningham, who's a very good 3-point shooter too.
So that's the biggest question I would say on this entire roster. I love the roster to death. Like, truly, I do. You have Shug Sutton, who was their starting point guard last year, who's going to come off the bench and maybe win 6th Man of the Year.
She came out of nowhere last year, too.
Nowhere. That girl just drops buckets. She drops dimes. She's dope.
Got great handle.
Great handle, bro. So, Shug Sutton, 6th man.
Yep.
Then you got somebody who you forgot, Rebecca Allen.
Rebecca Allen could start, and she's also very good on defense, too. We saw that.
She's a 4. I think she could be the 4.
She could be the 4 because she was such a great shot blocker last year for Connecticut.
Yep.
And she stepped up big time when Brianna Jones went down with the torn Achilles.
Yep. They got Rebecca Allen. They picked up Morgan Birch. She's no joke for a young player.
Yeah, solid. That's a solid.
Nothing too flashy. She's not going to bust your ass, but she can hoop.
Yeah, that's a solid backup center.
So you got a backup center for Griner. Maybe she could play the 4 next to Griner. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
It depends on what their whole offense is. Like I said, this power forward position is the only thing I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I like Rebecca Allen, I think, or Sophie Cunningham starting in that 4 spot.
Yeah, but even Sophie, the thing is that power, like I said, that power forward position is kind of messed up with this team, and it's either they're going to do a small ball thing that changes the W or something cool that is just one step ahead of a lot of offenses. But maybe you put Tarasi at the 4. I don't know what you could really do because Cunningham's not a 4 by any means.
No. I think
Cunningham's not a 4. Like I said, the best thing you do is to throw Rebecca Allen at the 4. She can block shots. She plays defense. She passes well. She can hit a 3.
Rebecca Allen probably would be better in the starting lineup now that I think of it.
So it's Cloud, Copper, Tarasi, Rebecca Allen, Griner.
Yeah, that defense is so good except for Tarasi.
I love that. And then the subs, you got Shug Sutton, Sophie Cunningham, and then the bigs, you got Birch. That's a top 8.
But I think
that's a real 8-man lineup right there.
And I think having so much talent on the defensive end, aside from Tarasi, to really help, they can, kind of hide Tarasi on defense.
Exactly.
So I think that's why it's huge. I think the defense is what I'm most.
Locks up. Becca Allen locks up. Cloud locks up. Griner's a paint presence. One of the best interior defenders ever.
Yeah.
So the only bad defender is Tarasi this year.
And I think the defense is what I'm most excited about for this Mercury team.
Yep. So that's my pick to win the year.
buckets.
I have a gut feeling the Aces, they changed their team colors.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. I'm always right with my conspiracies.
It's gonna be a curse.
It's a curse. It is the curse because, well, two things. It's a curse because they switched to the Raiders colors because they're in Vegas.
And
They
when
went
was
from black and gold to black and silver.
Yep.
Also, silver is a second place color.
Oh,
Gold is
look
first
at you.
place.
Yeah.
So they're going from being first black and gold to now black and silver, and they just won back-to-back championships. Why would you get rid of gold coming off two championship runs?
And when was the last time the Raiders have won anything?
Nothing. They never win. And
So
the thing is they were black and gold like the hockey team that came into Vegas and won immediately, right? The Vegas Knights.
mm-hmm.
Black and gold, won immediately, did great. Aces, black and gold, won immediately, did great, and been winning ever since. Now they switched to silver.
Uh-oh. You
I
might
don't
be
know, man. I don't know. That's a loser mentality.
You might be onto something with that.
I'm telling you, this is the year they come in second because they're silver. They're not gold.
So the Mercury are going to beat them in the finals then.
The Mercury are going to beat them maybe in the playoffs. Just depends how I guess they get matched up because the playoffs are weird in the WNBA.
Right.
I love the Wings.
Yeah,
but I don't
hopefully.
think they could do it.
Yeah, and Satu, she's going to be coming back. I think they said in August.
Yeah.
So who knows what their record will
be.
be.
Bad seed. That's the problem. That happened last year with McCowan. They didn't have a good big in the beginning of the year. They were running around with AWOC. And then now they got Tierra McCowan coming back, and she's going to be there the whole time. But this year, it's Satu.
And now AWOC's not playing this year.
And now AWOC took the year off.
Yep. You got Lou back, though.
Yeah. Lulu's going to play. And they signed Kalani Brown, which I love Kalani Brown as a backup 5 for McCowan. So now you have a 6'7", stout, built girl the whole time. Right. When McCowan checks out, you get another 6'7" girl back in there. And if anything, Kalani can knock a shot down.
Kalani's so much better offensively. I just don't.
My God, so much better.
Good a rebounder, not as good as an offensive rebounder as McCowan.
Yeah, McCowan just gets physical, and you can't out-muscle McCowan.
Yeah, and a better defender, too. So it makes sense to start McCowan.
She's different, man.
You're really high on McCowan. You gotta invest some top shot in McCowan.
I have 30 of her top shot debuts.
There you go. Perfect.
I like McCowan. I really do. I just think sometimes you just need a bruiser big. If you have an all-skilled team, a bruiser big is the best thing you could do. I wouldn't say she's Kendrick Perkins. She's better than that.
She's got Rudy Gobert talent on offense, though.
Yeah, she's like Rudy Gobert, basically. You know, she's just like a big brute, can just block shots. She's bigger than everyone else. I would say she's stronger in comparison than Rudy.
Maybe Andre Drummond, because Andre Drummond has no touch either on offense.
Yeah, I would say she's a Drummond.
Yeah.
She's Drummond with a little bit more on defense. A lot more on defense. But that's basically where she's at. And I do like her, and I think that you could still win a championship with that. Especially in the W where, like, you know, wings and guards win it.
Right.
That's just the way I feel. There's Asia Wilson, but like you need someone that's gonna bully Asia Wilson and actually like kind of put up a fight because no one's gonna score on her. Right?
Yeah,
and defensive player of the years. She's incredible. Yeah. She can move her feet better than anybody else. She blocks shots better than anybody else. You're not going to get a matchup for her. So what you need to do is just make her life difficult. And I think that's the big to beat Asia Wilson.
Yeah, but who's really made it difficult on Asia Wilson?
I mean,
that's
the Wings last year, right? Didn't they steal one?
In the regular season, I thought they did a great job.
Yeah.
In the regular season, I thought McCowan did a pretty good job on her. And then in the postseason, that was a different story.
Yeah. Maybe it was just a matchup. Maybe it was something. Who knows? But We'll see. I think McCowan is still a decent matchup for her. So is Griner, and that's why I'm picking Griner to win her team to win the championship.
And also, Griner, you would think will be better this year because she's more, she's better acclimated. She got, a full year to be, practicing in the off season and everything. So I think this could be a big year for her.
And what about, I was looking around. I don't see anything with the Dream. The Fever, I don't think they have the talent yet.
I think they'll have more wins. I think they could make it to the playoffs.
The Sun is weird. I'm very happy about Mariah Jefferson. She's a floor raiser.
She is.
And we got Brianna Jones coming back.
And you're able to keep, DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas, which is huge, obviously.
Right, because Thomas was rumored to be leaving.
Right. Yeah, we weren't sure about what was going to happen.
And then Bonner, if Alyssa Thomas probably would have left, Bonner might have retired.
Right.
So this is probably the going away party for Bonner, at least. Maybe Thomas in the future. But yeah, this season I don't think is a good one for the Sun.
I don't think they have enough. I think you also got to see how the Storm play with that big three of I guess a big four of Ezzy, Jewel Lloyd, Skylar Diggins, and Neko Gumake, because that could be a great starting lineup too.
Yeah, the thing is,
you got to see how they mesh.
We got to see how they mesh, but I think they will mesh good because Ezzy's a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
If Ezzy wasn't a shooter, I would think it would go bad.
Yeah, she's worked on that 3-point shot. But I mean, I guess we already know how Las Vegas is going to play.
Yep.
So I guess we got to see how Phoenix and Seattle mesh.
Vegas lost Parker.
They did.
And they're a year older.
They are, but they played with Candace Parker for the majority of the year last year, and they still won the chip.
But this is like Stokes now is the full-time big, like filling in for Parker. Now they have to have someone for Stokes.
Mm-hmm. But they don't really go that deep in their bench either.
They might have to this year.
Yeah.
Like, you never know. There could be an injury. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but I'm just saying, like, you never know what could happen. I don't think they're as well equipped to handle a Candace Parker injury because they had a Kia Stokes. What happens when there's a Kia Stokes injury?
And then Chelsea Gray was hurt last year, but they were able to.
Chelsea Gray took a little injury, and what's her name? Her knees are kind of like.
Her knees have never been good either.
She got bad knees.
She's got bad knees, but they still won the championship without her. But they were I think they went 1-1 without her. They lost that next game, and then they won. What did they win? Game 5.
Yeah.
Game 4. I think won it 4 to win it all. I think the Liberty, they'll be right up there too.
They just look slow.
Yeah, they didn't really make a lot of moves with that roster, I don't think either.
And they like I said, they looked slow last year. I really don't like this.
And then I don't know what the hell happened to Breanna Stewart in the playoffs either. And
she folded. She caught the John Quell. That's what John Quell does. She's Vegas.
He's Vegas. And then Sabrina, who was thrown up in the trash cans because Sydney Colson was locking her ass up.
Yo.
Sydney Colson had her in hell.
She did. She had her in hell.
Who was thrown up in that trash can. They had to bring the trash can on the court.
You're funny as hell for that.
Kobe rolling in his grave right now. I'm not buying those shoes.
Kobe.
Makes me sick. And those are some nice shoes.
They are. There's some nice shoes. But yeah, so the Liberty added a couple people this offseason. They added Dojkic, who was a good rookie for the Storm.
She was, and I don't know why she didn't play.
She didn't play too much either, but she's a big guard. I like her.
But late in the season, I don't know why they just stopped playing her. I didn't understand it.
Me neither. And they were even playing Dulcie, who Dulcie's like a project player, and they were letting her get run.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I just think it's Lloyd. She's running the show, and you're not taking the ball out of Lloyd's hands.
But they needed some other scorers. Who else
did
score? What other player was going to score on that team aside from Jewel Lloyd and Ezzy Magbagor?
Shit, Horston.
That's what Horston. Yeah,
Horston's a rookie. I mean, Horston's an undersized rookie.
She looked good at times last year. Her percentages were horrific, but that's what it is for most rookies.
Yeah. But this Liberty team, basically the same. Like I said, they added Dojkic, who's a big guard. Still, she was a rookie last year. We didn't see too much from her. We'll have to wait and see more, but she did look solid. She didn't look incompetent. Another addition was Kennedy Burke. Kennedy Burke, solid guard. She was playing overseas for a little bit. Now she's back. I
She was
think she's going to be good. People sleep on her, but she's not going to be someone that people like Marina Johannes. But she's going to go in there and she's going to grind. She's a connector.
She was playing with the Sparks before, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. And she was with Dream too.
Wait, who?
Kennedy. That's that you're talking about?
You're talking about Kennedy Carter?
I'm talking about Kennedy Carter. My fault.
No, I'm talking about Kennedy Burks. Actually, I think Burks played for like the Sky or something.
Yeah, my fault. I was thinking Kennedy Carter.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think where Burke played. I remember Burke though.
I forget who the Liberty drafted.
The Liberty drafted dang, they got seven or eight rookies right now.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, let me look this up. 2024 WNBA draft. Oh, come on. Now it won't show me.
They drafted
Markeisha Davis from Ole Miss.
Yeah. They've been comparing her to Kalia Copper.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Who wouldn't?
Right? Any comparison to Copper, I'm in. Sign me up. But as I was saying, it's a very slow team for the Liberty. Vandersloot, not a defender. Ionescu, not a defender.
Say that twice.
Ionescu, not a defender.
Right.
Then you got Benijah Laney, or you have Kayla Thornton. Both play the smaller forward position. Laney is very athletic.
She is.
Thornton's kind of slow, but she plays tough defense. She's a good connector.
She's a good.
I like Kayla Thornton.
She's a good energy player.
Good energy player. Then at the power forward position, you got Stewie. She's good, not as fast as she used to be. And then you got John Quell, who kind of has mailed it in lately. So
I thought second half of the season she looked a lot better. I thought
she did. She actually tried the second half. You're right about that. But in the playoffs, she went back to old John Quell, where she doesn't care anymore. It doesn't look like she's giving 100%. She looks like she's scared to shoot. Set open threes. You're a former MVP. You were a three-point shooter. Why can't you just shoot a set shot?
Yeah, since her MVP season, for some reason, she hasn't been as aggressive.
She's like scared to shoot. She doesn't try. And it's weird because I'm like, if you're tired and don't want to try, shoot the three.
But she has all in the world too. I mean, she's got it's not like she's lacking talent. She's got great post moves. She can finish around the hoop. Like you said, she can hit threes. I don't understand it.
Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with John Quell, but her effort ebbs and flows, and I'm just not the biggest fan of her anymore. But yeah, that team, it's just looking slow. You're going to need something else. You're going to need somebody at the point. I think they maybe have to make a trade, move Vandersloot for something. That was a team that could have used Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Right.
Send Vandersloot to the Mercury, and you could have got Skylar Diggins maybe, get a little younger, more athletic, better defensive. Yeah, she doesn't have the god point guard vision as Vandersloot does, but I mean Vandersloot's like such a unique person in the WNBA.
Yeah,
she's like the John Stockton of the W.
Right.
But an old John Stockton just can't hang anymore, and that's kind of what she is too. So I don't know what they're gonna do over there. Also with the Sun, we drafted a French guard.
I saw that.
I don't know nothing about her.
Yeah, me neither. I only saw whatever.
Sorry, I didn't watch the 17-year-old women's French national team.
Yeah, whatever I saw from the highlights, what they showed on draft night, that was what I saw.
Yeah, she just looks like a hustle player. She can score a little, but it doesn't look like she's a star. She's not going to save the sun. I don't have to buy her rookie card 10,000 times.
She's not the next Cam Thomas, you don't think?
She's not the next Cam Thomas. I'll say that.
Damn shame.
Did you see Aaliyah Edwards already hurt?
She's never hurt either. That's the thing. She's been one of the more reliable players.
She got her nose busted.
She always got her nose. She broke her nose 2 years ago, and then she broke her nose again this year.
That's why I mentioned it. She broke her nose for like the third time yesterday.
God damn, yeah. She needs to keep that mask on.
You saw J.C. Sheldon get truck sticked?
I didn't. I like J.C. Sheldon too.
You didn't see her get hit with Caitlin Clark?
No. Was it the?
You serious?
No, I haven't been following it. I don't really care about the preseason in anything.
Oh man. Did you at least see Caitlin Clark make Natasha Howard dance?
I saw the step back three that she hit.
Did you see the whole play, like the 10 seconds, or just the little step back three?
It was like it was a weird angle. It only showed me her taking the step back three. The only angle I saw was Caitlin Clark taking a step back three.
All right, hold on. Let's see if I could get Caitlin Clark. Let's see, Howard. Oh man.
Look at Natasha, defensive player of the year.
Bro, hit Caitlin Clark with some. I mean, she hit Natasha Cloud. Why did I say Cloud? Natasha Howard with some shit. Hold up. You got to see this. She took it back out on her. Watch. You can see it.
She knew she was going to cook her. Yeah, I see it.
This, like, right here is when she has Howard beat. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Whole body. Hips still facing this way.
Yeah, you just snatch it back. Yep. Ugh.
Watch. Snatched it on her. And then, again. This is what I'm saying. She,
Little hezzy there. Oh, god damn. Yeah, that was clean.
Fried her. Absolutely fried her.
Oh my god. They said it wasn't going to work in the WNBA.
Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is what I wanted to show you. Because look,
granted it's a preseason game, but I mean, she's doing that same stuff at Iowa.
So this is what I wanted to show you. This is the better one. So she gets the switch on Howard, and look at what she does. She brings her to half court. That's the setup I wanted to show you.
Oof.
Like, she brought her back out to toy with her.
She looked so comfortable on that.
And she looked very comfortable doing it.
Where's the J.C. Sheldon truck stick though?
All right, so now I'll show you the J.C. Sheldon truck stick. Hold on. No way.
Damn, her PR team took it off.
The WNBA PR team is different. I'm trying to tell you.
She's got LeBron PR's team? That's crazy.
Ain't no way.
Congrats to her.
It's like hidden. Oh, right here. She didn't cross her up. She just hit her with a shoulder.
That was a big time flop.
But this is like the picture, and it just looks like she broke her ankles.
Yeah,
got 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the air.
She flopped like crazy on that.
And she's in the Sabrinas.
That's what happens when you wear bum shoes.
That's what I'm saying. She got the Sabrinas on, and what has Caitlin Clark got on?
Was she on some Kobe's?
Kobe mentality, the Mamba mentality.
Yep.
That's the Sabrina mentality. This is the difference right here. Actually Kobe and actually Sabrina.
For real. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, Caitlin Clark's making some buzz early. She's busting Natasha Howard's ass, former defensive player of the year. She really played with her food too. Like that wasn't just like a good take. She was like, no, I got some shit for her.
Yeah, no, she was comfortable that possession.
Yeah. And then she drops J.C. Sheldon. J.C. Sheldon flopped, so I'll say she got dropped.
We'll take the truck. We'll say it's a truck.
If it was a real offensive foul, I would have said it was a push-off. But J.C. Sheldon looked like she was looking for contact first.
Right.
Because, yeah, you don't fall like that. Caitlin Clark didn't body you like that. Come on.
Caitlin Clark is not strong. She's
Not
not like
like that.
she
She has no. She
not
doesn't
built
got
like
like some. She don't got no Jackie Young shoulders.
she's not no Enrique Ngumbawale. She's not
She's
built.
not no Enrique Wumwale.
Enrique will whoop somebody out real quick.
No bullshit. Enrique square up.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother's in the NFL. You know she's tough.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Caitlin Clark. We can move on from W. Real quick. NBA awards.
Yeah, let's go to that.
MIP. Who was your MIP?
Kobe White, we know yours was Cam Thomas.
And neither one of us got the MIP.
But no, we got it. A guy who went from 20 to 25.9 points per game won it.
And the worst part about Maxi's like whole thing is the fact that he went down in efficiency. Like,
yeah, I mean, he still shot well. But yeah, usually your numbers would go up if you're winning most improved player of the year.
Most improved player of the year. Here, let me zoom in for you a little bit. So I want this to be known for once, because Maxi wasn't even in our discussion because we thought it was blasphemous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Maxi's second year, he was voted 6th for most improved. He's been an MIP candidate for 3 years. Can we just dead it?
They wanted him to win that.
They wanted him to win it so bad. He got his first All-Star appearance. They tried to throw him the MIP, and they did. But if we really look at it, can you see the numbers?
No, you got to zoom in a little bit.
A little bit more? All right.
Yeah, I'm blind.
All right. So right here, he goes from 48.1% from the field to 45.
Right.
He dropped three percentage points.
Yep.
In field goal. And then from 3, he went from 43% to 37%. That's 7 percentage points down.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know.
You would think you'd improve upon your numbers, upon most of those numbers if you're going to win most improved player of the year.
I'm just saying. And I believe true shooting percentage was also down too.
So I also thought it was weird that Alperen Şengün, he finished 3rd as far as MIP votes, and he played 63 games. I thought
63 games. They do not want to put Cam Thomas on this list.
And Cam Thomas finished 7th. He got 16 total points. And he got 0 first place votes.
And he, improved 12 points?
Yeah, and Jalen Brunson was ahead of him. That was
Jalen fucking Brunson.
Jalen Brunson finished 5th in MIP voting. But to me, the biggest shocker was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander receiving MIP votes. He was all NBA first team last year.
Shai got votes over Cam Thomas for most improved. Like, what are we doing, bro?
3 points as far as MIP votes.
Yo, this award was the most botched award I've ever seen.
He was all NBA first team last year. How much more can you improve?
How are you all NBA 2 years in a row and then almost win at most improved player?
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, bro.
You can't.
Some of these people who vote have no fucking clue what they're doing. It's actually disgusting.
They're not watching. Because maybe because Shai didn't get a lot of talk in the media last year and now he's getting more, they're like, oh, this guy improved a lot, huh? No. Not that he improved, but he was already averaging whatever he was averaging last year, damn near 30, if not 30 points per game. On great shooting percentages from the field and from the free throw line. I don't know.
I think the NBA voters failed us this year. I will say,
at least with that award.
With that award, most improved, to give it to Maxi, I don't know. It's just weird. The fact that he even made the All-Star game was kind of weird because Harden led the league in assists last year for Philly and didn't even make the All-Star game either. Mm-hmm. So There's a little bit of an agenda to get Maxey to where they want him to be. They want Embiid to stay in Philly, and he doesn't want to. I think that's the truth.
I wouldn't want to either if I'm Embiid with that team.
Right. So the betting odds right now, we spoke a little off air about this, but the betting odds right now are saying Brooklyn 3-1 is the best bet. The best odds.
Embiid and Cam Thomas, man.
Embiid and Cam Thomas would actually be a real thing if Vegas is correct. The most probable outcome, the least money you could win right now is on Brooklyn, that where Embiid is going. That's weird.
Right.
Plus, what did he do in the playoffs? He mucked it up against the Knicks.
In the fourth quarter, yeah. Especially in the fourth quarter.
No, not just the fourth quarter. No, I'm talking about he was hacking, he was fouling, he was illegally. He should have got a tech with Mitchell Robinson. He was talking shit to Brunson. He hit Brunson in the head, right?
He smacked him in the face.
Smacked Brunson in the face. Cam Thomas just pushed Brunson in the ground. These motherfuckers hate Brunson.
That's what you took out of this?
That's what I got from this. Is like, yo, Joel Embiid just had some serious beef with the Knicks, and I've been complaining that Mikal Bridges is fucking buddy blowing bubbles with the Knicks players.
Blowing bubbles.
He's like fucking Patrick and SpongeBob. Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson over here. They're just blowing bubbles, fucking catching jellyfish. There's no rivalry. And in New York, they want smoke.
Yeah, he wants to join over teammates.
So, you know what they're going to do? They're going to send Mikal Bridges' ass, trade him to Philly, where his mom used to work. Send him to Philly where he got drafted, and then they traded him to Phoenix draft night. Get rid of Mikal. Bring in Embiid.
Man. All right. Cam Thomas and Embiid, the duo we never know we needed.
And it's not like I'm just coming up with this. Anyone could go look and see. Go bet. Go bet and see where Joel Embiid is going next. And I'll bet you the best odds, it's he stays with 76ers, and then it's Brooklyn.
And I think Nick Claxton, he's not expected to stay with Brooklyn either. So
nope. Sign and trade, most likely.
Makes more.
That could be something. You know, Claxton could go to 76ers. They could package something like Ben Simmons, send him back to Philly, and just everyone washes their hands.
No one wants Ben Simmons.
That's what it is.
Man.
I don't know, but that's just what I've been seeing. And Joel Embiid should have won MVP if he kept his season going. So the MVP of the league is looking for a move. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Coach of the year, Dagnall. I think we both said Dagnall.
Yeah.
So we're on the money there.
Yeah, he smoked everybody else.
Yeah, there was no shot.
84 first place votes. The next closest was Jamal Mosley. He had 4.
Yeah.
So
it was Dagnall with the first place Thunder in the West. Clutch of the year. I picked Curry. You picked.
Who did I? I probably picked DeRozan. Yeah. I
think you picked DeRozan.
But Curry led the league in clutch points, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So we got Curry there. I picked Curry. Curry won it. Then you picked for Sixth Man of the Year, Naz Reid.
Yes, sir.
And Naz Reid won it.
And it was close. Naz Reid had 45 first place votes. Malik Monk had 43.
I picked Monk.
And Bobby Portis only had 5. I thought Bobby Portis could have been higher.
Yeah.
Had a great year. One of his best years off the bench with the Bucks. But
also Norman Powell. I think Norman Powell should get a little respect.
He only got 2.
Conversation.
Yeah, he only got 2 first place votes. He finished 4th in overall voting.
2 first place votes. Somebody thought he was the best player off the bench. So I mean, I think he got it.
He was one of the best scorers, definitely off the bench. He had to be top 3 as far as total points.
Right. But I think the fact that Kawhi and PG played so much this year that they couldn't give it to Powell.
Right.
The team wasn't looked like it wasn't part of the narrative.
And also, like, Naz Reid helped his team win the most. I mean, the Timberwolves finished with Well, they were tied with the best record in the Western Conference, and they finished with a 2 seed.
No,
So
was it? Is it the 2 seed or the 3?
no, they finished with. I think it was the 2 seed. I think they finished with a 2.
Nuggets are third.
Nuggets played the Lakers. Oh no, I'm wrong. Yeah, the Nuggets were second. The Timberwolves were 3.
Yeah, Timberwolves are 3.
But I think the Thunder, Nuggets, and the Timberwolves all finished with the same record.
Anthony Edwards just commented on our YouTube post and said he's the best player on the planet.
I agree.
I don't know if you could see the comment section, but apparently Anthony Edwards just stopped by to tell us that he is the best player on the planet.
We agree. We agree.
Young King, Anthony Edwards.
Young MJ.
Young MJ. Ritchie just bought your shoes. We got to put you back up to talk to you. You got the pink ones.
I did.
All right. And then, that was last for awards, actually, until they announced some more.
Yeah, so we got to wait on Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP.
Yep. And Rookie of the Year, we already know Wemby. Defensive Player of the Year, probably Rudy.
Yeah, you said Rudy, I said Wemby. And then MVP, you took Luka, I took Nikola Jokic.
And it might be Shea.
Yeah, it could very well be Shea. They've been pushing the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander agenda all season.
They have.
They're sick of Jokic.
Yeah, it may be Shea. It may be Luka. Who knows?
Right.
Excuse me. Sorry. So first matchup, Timberwolves already played the Nuggets, so we could zoom through that real quick. There was one matchup that I really didn't like, and it's Aaron Gordon. He was scared to shoot.
Yeah, sometimes he refuses. Like they'll leave him open for that 3, and he'll refuse to shoot it. And then sometimes he's more aggressive.
Yeah, he was coming down. They were setting up their offense, and Jokic passes it to Gordon. He's at the top of the arc. Rudy Gobert is behind the free throw line, and Aaron Gordon's looking around. I'm like, shoot the fucking ball.
And then you seen at the end of the game, he caught the ball. He hit Mike Conley with the spin move and missed the 3, and then that was it.
Yeah,
the Nuggets.
It was already done.
Yeah, the Nuggets were like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, once they missed the 3, they knew it was over. But it was over before that anyway.
That's how we're gonna get Aaron Gordon turnaround 3-pointer.
But he wouldn't shoot an open one when Gobert is sitting there on the block.
Yeah, but he'll shoot it when they're down by 8 with 20 seconds left.
It was stupid. It was just a terrible play. But yeah, Aaron Gordon, he's got to be a threat. You have to make Rudy come out and be scared of the 3. Look what Terrence Mann did.
Right.
It can be done. You just got to get hot during a series, and then you fuck Rudy Gobert up, and now they can't even play him.
You can kind of body Rudy Gobert too. Gobert isn't that strong. Like Gordon's built.
Gordon's stronger than Gobert.
Yeah, he is.
So I don't know what's happening. I think it's weird. Start shooting 3s, make them play honest defense, and then you beat them.
Yeah, and I thought Edwards was great all night, and then Naz Reid stepped up big time in that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Naz Reid really took over that fourth quarter and had that turnaround jumper late in the quarter, and then one of the last possessions for the Timberwolves, the Nuggets looked like they were trying to foul, and then Ant just got past all 5 of the Nuggets defenders and had that easy layup.
Yep.
Got past KCP, and then Jokic tried to reach in. It looked like he did foul him, and then he just got easy layup. So I don't know if the Nuggets thought Anthony Edwards was just going to dribble it out, or he's going to try to pass it around to see if they were going to foul him, or he was going to pass it to they were going to foul them. But it was just a weird breakdown by the Nuggets.
Yeah, that was a very smart play by Edwards to just trick the defense.
Because the game wasn't, I don't know if I would say it was up in the air, but it could still, something could still happen. There was still,
I felt that.
The game still.
Got by with the layup, I knew it was over. I'm like, all right, they just messed up.
And he really got most of his points. He was taking it to the rack all night. He was for the most part, taking it to the rack or hitting that mid-range. It was nice to see.
Yep.
And he got off to it. I mean, from the gate, you started with that 3, hit KCP on that left wing with a couple of jab steps, hit the 3 right in his face.
So we can move on to the next one since some of these games haven't even started yet, so we can have a little speculation on what we think.
Right.
Keep it in the West. Thunder Mavericks.
Thunder Mavericks. Who did I take here? I got the Mavs in 6. I took the Mavericks in 6.
Mavs in 6.
Yeah, I think the experience will help the Mavericks. And I think it's really important. I mean, we know what Kyrie and Luka are gonna do, but I think it's really important for those other guys to step up because we know Maxi Kleber is going to be out the next 3 weeks with that shoulder injury.
Yep.
He was a key player off the Mavericks bench, but you got to see PJ Washington didn't show up every game in that series. Daniel Gafford kind of dealt with some injuries. He was dealing with an ankle injury, a back injury. So you got to see if he can step up and be that lob threat that we saw he was in the regular season. You know, Derek Lively, the same thing. We'll see what he can do off the bench. I just think it's those other guys that can step up because we already know what Kyrie and Luka are going to do. They're going to put up big numbers. They're going to score. They're going to hit big shots. But I think those other guys need to step up and just contribute a little bit. You know, add 15 points per game, be strong on the boards, and I think they can get it done.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Thunder in this matchup because I just like the Thunder. I think they got a lot of tools that they could use to attack the Mavs. You got Chet. You know, like Chet's a pretty unique person. He could do what Derek Lively could do, but then he could shoot the three. And he could ball handle a little bit.
Yeah,
so he wins that matchup, especially if Gafford's hurt or not his full self. Then you got at the 4, PJ Washington and J-Dub, kind of. Like, I'm taking J-Dub every time.
Yeah, definitely offensively.
And then you got Tim Hardaway Jr.'s out.
So it's Derek Jones Jr. starting anyway.
Yeah, it's Derek Jones Jr. starting, so he's more of a defender than like an offensive threat.
Yeah.
Though, you know, he's a lob guy, can shoot the three. Nothing else besides that, though. Dort locks up, so I like Dort. You know, I think he's stocky, so he could be good against Kyrie, and he could be good against Luka. Shea locks up on defense, which is really good.
He led the league in steals, or he tied for the league in steals with De'Aaron Fox.
So he could be good against Kyrie and Luka.
Right.
You know, so I think the matchups are there. You're facing the coach of the year. And the coach of the Mavericks is Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
So that's another part of it.
Yeah.
It's the coach of the year versus Jason Kidd.
You got to see how healthy Luka's knee is as well.
That too. Luka's a little hurt, a little hobbled.
He was having a lot of trouble with that knee in the first round.
Yep. So you're facing the Thunder, who are just pace, fast, run. And you got Luka, who kind of blew himself out with the Clippers. Like, he was running on the fast break a lot, keeping the pace up to try to beat them. But I think he wore himself down.
And he's still not.
Right. He's still not in shape. So, I don't know. I'm a little stuffy right now. Hold up. I got to blow my nose. Let's go to the next thing, and you take over. So, we got Knicks Pacers. What are you seeing?
Knicks Pacers rematch of the 90s. First time the Pacers have made it to the playoffs since or the first time the Pacers have won a playoff series since 2014. I don't know. I have the Knicks in 6. I have the Knicks in 6 in this one. I think the Pacers played well. They took advantage of the Bucks. You know, the Bucks had all those injuries. Dame missed games 4 and 5. Giannis missed the whole series. Middleton definitely wasn't healthy probably since game 2. So I think they took advantage of that one. I will say I think the Pacers did a good job defensively. Granted, the Bucks again were not healthy. I think they were able to buckle down a bit defensively, but I think
defensively, who do they have to guard?
Well,
Pat Connaughton and Brook Lopez?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. That's why. Granted, the Bucks didn't have Dame for games 4 and 5. He wasn't fully healthy in game 6.
Yeah.
Played the whole series. Middleton wasn't healthy for the majority of the series. But for who they were playing, they were playing the great Jay Crowder. They were playing the great. They were locking up Jake. Actually, I pulled up his numbers. Let me see. I gotta find it.
Oh, please let me see this.
Where is it? Who did they play here? So Indiana. So Jay Crowder, he didn't play in games 5 and game 6 either. But this series, in the 4 games he did play, he averaged 2.3 points per game while shooting 3 of 12 from the field, which is 25%. 1 of 7 from 3, which is 14.3%.
Yeah.
Made both of his free throws, though.
Ooh.
He made both of his free throws. Can't deny that. 100% is 100%, man.
I would have made both of my free throws.
And 1.5 rebounds. That was it from Crowder. So they were locking up Crowder. But I think the Knicks, I don't know. I just think the Knicks are the better team. They have more dogs. I think in those, if it's gonna be a close game, I think I'm gonna go to the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
I just like New York in this matchup.
Me too. I'm picking the Knicks. I can't even go contrarian for the pod. I'm going Knicks over Pacers.
Yep.
Just is what it is. That team is more complete. I will say there's a little bit of a beef here and a little storyline that I like. Every series should have a storyline, and I think this one is Brunson over Carlisle.
Why is that? What am I missing? Oh, for the Mavericks, you played.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Carlisle and Brunson. There's some beef.
Is there? You're creating that.
I'm not creating it.
Oh, there's actual beef. Okay.
I believe there is some animosity.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens, but I say Brunson over Carlisle.
All right.
That's where I'm going with it.
We got
the longer they go, could Randall actually come back or no?
I don't think so.
He's done.
I thought they said he was out for the postseason.
Oh, okay. Then maybe he's done. But either way, I think it's the Knicks.
Yeah, I'll take the Knicks.
The Nova Knicks.
The Nova Knicks, they're hooping.
Yeah, the Nova Knicks are hooping. And
it's going to be
versus who is the question. Now, if the matchup is the Magic, I'm not worried for the Celtics.
Although the Magic have played them well the last couple seasons, I will say that in the regular season.
In the regular season.
That's
but at the end of the day, it comes down to matchups in the playoffs. The lineups shrink, and it's Tatum versus Paolo. Tatum. It's JB versus Franz. I'm going to take JB. So, the 2 best wings are better than their best 2 wings. And there's no way you're telling me the Magic guards are better than Derek White.
No, it's Gary Harris and
Gary Harris is hurt.
Yeah, Gary. No, he's playing. He's back though. He's back.
Today.
Okay. Yeah, he was out last game, but he's back today. So you have Gary Harris, and then you have I'm drawing a blank.
Suggs. You got Cole Anthony.
Yeah, Cole Anthony coming off the bench. Markelle Fultz coming off.
Yeah, it's them 4, and none of them are better than Drew Holiday or Derek White.
Yeah.
And I would take Pritchard over Cole Anthony, just being real, or Fultz. So,
and the Celtics are probably going to be without Porzingis for the entirety of the series, but I think the Celtics can get past the series without Porzingis. I think if they play the Magic, it'll be Celtics in 5. I think the Cavaliers might give them more problems.
Yeah.
I mean, because they have two big men in Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. But again, you look at the Magic. The Magic have even less size than the Celtics do, and they've been able to win 3 games. So I don't know. Well, actually, now looking at it,
but it's Paolo who played the 5 for Team USA. It's Wendell Carter. It's Jonathan Isaac, who is a pterodactyl on defense. The guy is crazy. He's just flying around back there.
But I will say Allen has missed the last 2 games.
Yes, Jared Allen's hurt.
He's not playing today. I just saw he's listed for Game 7. So I don't know. I would still take the Celtics probably in 6 games if they play the Cavaliers, even with Jared Allen being healthy. But I think it would be a pretty easy series. But I don't know. The Celtics never make anything easy. So
you're going to be relying on Cornette and Horford.
Yeah, and then we might have to play Nimius Kieta.
Right. You might have to put Keita out there, so who knows?
But I don't know. I still like the Celtics in that.
You like the Celtics in that? All right.
I'll take if they play the Magic, I'll take them in 5. If they play the Cavaliers, even with Jared Allen healthy, I'll take them in 6 games.
All right. Donovan Mitchell said something weird the other day, and he said it's either the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals or bust. It was interesting to hear him say that when Porzingis got hurt because it made me think, are you saying you're going to beat the Celtics?
I don't know. I don't know about that, Chief.
I don't know, but it's going to come down to Mobley, and Jared Allen's not playing, so it's going to be Mobley versus Horford today.
And also, the Cavaliers bench has done nothing. That George and Karis LeVert have done absolutely nothing for them.
Right.
It's crazy how little they've done.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Tristan Thompson's still in the Cavs, so he got to have a Kardashian in the playoffs.
And it means they're going to lose.
It means they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So the curse is on.
The curse is on. Who knows? Is the Tristan curse? Is he going to lose today to the Magic, or are they going to lose to the Celtics? I mean, he used to play for the Celtics too.
And we never won anything.
And he never won anything.
The Kardashian curse.
So maybe it'll be Cornette versus Tristan Thompson. That's the playoffs in 2024. Who knew?
Makes me sick.
It really makes me sick too.
I hate it. But if I'm rooting for the Magic though today. I'll be honest. I'm rooting for the Magic today.
Yeah. I can see that.
And they're actually healthy. So
I'm rooting for the Cavs. I want to see a good matchup in the next round, and I think it could be interesting. I like Evan Mobley, and I like Donovan Mitchell. I've always been very high on Donovan Mitchell. So we'll see.
And hopefully Mitchell's team will show up.
Yeah, hopefully Mitchell's team will show up.
They didn't in the.
Is there anything else? I mean, the game starts in a half an hour. But I think if the Cavs go there, they win. Strus in Boston is going to go off. We already know what he did when he played for the Heat and he'd go against Boston. So they got Strus. They got Okoro for certain matchups. So if they have to go, maybe Okoro and Strus. I don't know. That might be too small. But it all depends. Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Okoro, Mobley.
And to me, Garland doesn't always show up offensively.
Or Dean Wade. Dean Wade lit up the Celtics, right?
He did.
They got Dean Wade coming off the bench too. And
he was part of that. He was part of that big comeback. Celtics
he was part of that big comeback.
Blew that 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. Lost that game. That snapped. I think that snapped the Celtics' 11-game winning streak at that point. Then they lost to the Nuggets in Denver the next game too.
Precisely, and that's what I'm saying. It's
the regular.
I think it makes sense that the Cavs.
Dean Wade doesn't score. I bet you he doesn't reach double figures in any of the games. He's going to be a non-factor.
It all depends if Jared Allen is there or not.
I don't know.
If Jared Allen's not there, they might be forced to have a Dean Wade game. Just, because they have to.
Not seeing it.
Not seeing it? All right. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. I know the game starts pretty soon. Are you tuning in?
Probably. I don't know if it's raining. If it's raining, I'll probably go play basketball, but I think it's supposed to rain today.
Oh, all right. So if it's not raining, you're watching?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna tune in early. I might stream this live on playback. So I don't know if you want to tune in on playback and watch with me. That's up to you. Mm-hmm. Like you said, depends if it rains or not.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain at 1, so I don't know if anybody's gonna want to go.
But yeah, if the weather's crap, hit me back up. But do you have any last words? Anything else you wanted to talk about real quick?
No, I just want to see the Celtics and the Wolves in the finals.
Celtics, Wolves in the finals.
That's what I'm looking for.
And as of right now, what's the score in the matchup in the series of Drake and Kendrick? What is it?
I don't know if you can. I mean,
Does he
if you,
have a 5-3 lead? Like, is he like beyond the series?
I don't know. I mean, to me, he's already got the sweep. He's already got the sweep, 4-0. I don't know if you count the like that record, that the feature he was on. I don't know if you count that because then he's put out.
That was the feature where he's like, I don't like your smile, your hair, your.
No, no, no. That was like he said, "Fuck the big three, it's big me."
Oh yeah. Okay,
That
okay.
the Future and Metro Boomin record. Then he
Yeah,
put out.
feature Metro Boomin.
Then Drake put out 2 disses. One got removed because he can't use his own voice because that's how trash of a rapper he is. So he has to use other people's perspectives. Um,
Exactly.
then Kendrick put out Euphoria. He put out 616. Drake put out Family Matters, and then within the hour, Kendrick put out Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams was nuts.
That was dark. That
It was.
made me feel uncomfortable. I liked the song.
He was talking to his son. He was talking to his mom.
Talking to his daughter, if he actually has a daughter.
Right, talking to the made up daughter.
Calling him a pedophile. It got dark. I don't know. It made me.
I will say it's kind of funny that like Drake tried to like subliminally like comments that were saying that Kendrick was fed misinformation.
Yeah, like he has
It's funny. It's like, so you're telling me all of it's misinformation or just the daughter? But it's like, how much misinformation did you feed him? Why'd you tell him to call you a pedo? Why'd you tell him to call you everything else? Is everything that you gave him fake? But why would that all be bad info?
That was the other thing. Like people were saying, Drake on his Instagram story, they were saying he denied having a daughter, but he didn't deny the pedophile allegation.
Right, he didn't. There is some stuff that like people are like, oh, see, it's fake info, and they're getting Kendrick to say dumb shit to embarrass himself, and it's more like, in reality, I'm pretty sure Drake should be more embarrassed no matter what.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Family Matters was a good track. I thought he had some corny lines in that, like he always does. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Kendrick has lost yet. I think Kendrick is way ahead. And
yeah. Did you see Rory?
I can't listen to them anymore because they love OVO too. They're so biased.
I know they are pretty biased, but it was funny because what's his name? Peter Rosenberg tweeted out something about, he's like, damn, Kendrick called Drake a colonizer and stuff, and he's just like, yo, we sit these ones out, bro.
Yeah. Or he was like, you gotta sit this one out. Yep. That's hilarious.
We sit these ones out. We don't add to this part.
He called him a certified pedophile.
Yeah. But it's
Kendrick is lost, and I don't know what Drake can come back with to
I know all of this stuff is kind of just like whatever. He picked on Kendrick's aunt that transitioned to a man.
Yeah, and then he was talking about Kendrick beats up his wife.
And then he talked about Kendrick beats up his wife, which is like unsubstantial, who knows what. And then also there was
the problem is Drake has got so many beefs. He's not even focused fully on Kendrick. He's been talking to Metro Boomin. He's talking to The Weeknd. He's talking.
He called The Weeknd gay.
He's talking to Rick Ross. He's
talking to Rick Ross.
Yeah, you said they're playing Weeknd's music in gay strip clubs. Like they're not gonna play your music in gay strip clubs.
Hold up.
You're telling me they're gonna play Weeknd music before they play Drake? Really?
Also, how many gay strip clubs has Drake been in to hear The Weeknd?
Exactly. Well, why do you know so much about gay strip club music? What's up with you?
Thank you. There's just a lot of questions around Drake. And then there's the other one where he was like making fun of Kendrick for making activism music. That's what hip hop is.
But that's
Drake played himself.
That's kind of what the knock is on Drake. They're calling,
the whole knock on Drake is that he's a character of hip hop, and he's like, it's a cosplay, and he's a fraud.
Yeah,
he's had ghostwriters his whole career. He's this industry plant, yada yada yada. And when you go back to old videos of Drake before he was a rapper, quote unquote rapper, like he was a nerdy kid, and he was making fun of black culture.
Yep, and then he had blackface too. He did blackface.
everything about it is just a complete shit show.
I mean, to me, Pusha already killed him. I don't know how Drake comes
Pusha
back.
already killed him.
I don't understand how Drake came back even stronger.
T.I. even pissed. T.I. already pissed on his leg, or T.I.'s bodyguard pissed on Drake. How many weird things? We already seen the girl that exposed Drake, the famous. It was like a young black girl. She was an actress. I forget her name. It begins with a Sky, something like that. Remember, Drake was DMing her. She was like 15.
Yeah, and he's been with a lot of teenagers too.
Yeah, he was like going through this whole teenager phase like 5 years ago. We already been through this shit.
That's why Drake's calling, and that's why Kendrick's calling him a pedophile.
He's calling him a pedo, and he's calling him Weinstein, and saying like, "Yo, you're actually a creep in the industry, bro. Like, you just try to fuck all the next hot young girl that pops on the stage. You try to co-opt her movement." And that's what he does. He really tries to co-opt every movement that a new girl comes up. He tries to attach himself to her. And I'm guessing, we know the industry has been a dark place, and rumors have came out, and that's what artists do. They try to basically like strong arm a woman into, sleep with me. I'll make a track with you. You get famous type thing. And that's just been like an industry standard. And that would make a lot of sense for somebody who came from Hollywood.
And the last one was scary. The last diss track from Kendrick.
Oh, yeah. And then the last diss track, that's like a dance song. And dudes are posting crip walking videos to the Drake diss now.
But that was kind of the knock on Kendrick, where it was like, you can't play this in the club. You can't play.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you can't play this diss track in the club. He said, okay, I'll make a diss track you can play in the club.
And honestly, I don't think Kendrick is done. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he drops in the next 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped right now. If he dropped, because he hates this man.
And I don't blame him. For everything Kendrick stands for, he's tripling down on it. Drake said something, oh, you rapping like you freed the slaves. And then Kendrick said something responding to that. And he's like, and it's like, what do you mean? How are you making fun of me talking about black empowerment in the space? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's actually insane when you really think about it. And that's Drake's angle, is saying that he's too woke or too, like, Drake, you're not winning this, bro. We're calling you a fraud, and you're saying this guy tries too hard.
And I don't think
the one who's trying hard. Kendrick's not trying;
right.
He's being himself. There's a difference.
And I don't think
a big difference.
I don't think Kendrick cares. I don't think he needs it. He doesn't need to do all these diss tracks back and forth, because when he comes out, people are gonna go out and listen to him. That's why I have no problem with him if he takes 3, 4, 5 years to drop an album, because I know the quality is going to be there every single time. He's never missed on an album. Drake puts out an album or a project every year or 2 a year, and it's garbage. He hasn't put out a good project in probably close to a decade or something, because he'll put out 2 or 3 good singles on the album, or he'll have one hit on the album. He'll make a bunch of money. He'll go on tour or whatever.
But every album, he's got a new accent, a new sound he stole.
But the Kendrick's music is gonna last.
Right.
Drake's all this, this is what teenagers are gonna listen to, or something like that, or people that are in their young 20s. Kendrick's music actually has meaning, and people will go listen to it 20, 30 years from now. So I don't know. I don't think Drake has had some good lines. I don't think Kendrick has lost around yet.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Drake's had a couple good lines that are like, oh.
And Kendrick said in Euphoria, he's predicting his every move, and he's predicting his every move. He knew Drake was going to come out with the Family Matters track, so he dropped within the hour.
And already had the Welcome to the Grams. So he knew he was still going to talk about his family, so he already had one about his family ready. Like,
it was just like
Kendrick. And the only thing Drake really has is he keeps replaying the album cover of the van. He did the picture of the minivan, and then he threw the minivan inside a crusher.
But and then he had
and then the next one he wrote on a dusty window of a van.
Mm-hmm. But then he had the ring. He had Kendrick Lamar's wife's ring, or like a replica of her ring or whatever. Yeah. That was the other thing in the video. But it's like
replica of the ring. Drake said he melted the chain last year and then put it in one of the videos for the diss. And it's like, bro, Ben said you melted this chain. That was part of your first thing.
Right. That's the thing. Kendrick has
You came at the West Coast, said you melted the jewelry down, and then you flexed the jewelry in the diss video. So which one is it? You're a liar, bro. You're like,
And Kendrick doesn't have any dirt really, or
right.
like
Kendrick doesn't have any dirt other than the fact that somehow Drake says that he beat his wife.
yeah, but and Kendrick said that he cheated on his wife though. He said it, and he was being vulnerable in his last album. Nobody liked it. Nobody, or not as many people liked his last album because he was talking about, how he's made mistakes and he had to go to therapy and everything. So Kendrick's airing out his own stuff.
Right.
Drake has so
Kendrick
much.
has already addressed this.
Yeah, so Drake already has too much stuff that he doesn't want people to address. He doesn't want people to know about.
Yeah.
Like, and Kendrick is just too private. He doesn't let people know unless he wants people to know.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say Drake is coming out looking like a bad guy. Plus, the Drake and Tentacion thing, I'm still not over it. I'm pretty sure he got X killed.
Kind of fishy there, yeah.
And then Drake's always got lines talking about it where he like fake claims it but doesn't address it directly.
Yeah, he was talking. He had that line about something about if he wasn't on live, he'd be alive again. About X.
Yeah, and there's been a few bars that have been about X subliminally. And yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it. And I just think Drake, something about him's like, I can't explain it, but there's something off about this guy.
It is.
Something really off. I've always felt it. I've never liked Drake. I'm standing on it.
And now we're seeing it.
Seeing
why a lot of people don't like, or seeing why Kendrick doesn't like him. Yeah. Metro Boomin's going crazy on Twitter right now.
Yep. And I think free Tory Lanez.
Free Tory
Lanez. He didn't shoot Meg. I remember the original police report with glass in the foot. I remember the glass.
Meg shot herself.
Who knows what happened? I think it was the homegirl. It was the friend who shot. And it ricocheted and it bounced off her foot or whatever the fuck happened. But there was no exit wound. There was no nothing. It was a flesh wound. It was a graze. If there was a shot, it was a graze. There was no entry. There was no exit wound.
Yeah, free Tory.
That's what it is.
Free Tory Lanez, lock up Drake.
Free Tory Lanez. He just took the blame for the girl. Is what it is.
Damn shame.
But that's why they did that, right?
Why?
Because he bought his masters.
Ah.
Saved the money, bought his masters, and then what did he do? He changed Instagram Live, started doing his music shit. Yeah, everyone was fucking with it. He dropped NFTs of his album, which no one has ever did. Let the public own an album and actually control album shares. He did that, made over $1 million selling his NFTs of his albums. The drop was a mess. I'm going to be honest because I followed the drop just to see what was going on. It was a mess. It was not designed properly, but he still made the money, still did it, still innovated. People still were able to buy the album, sell the album. Whether the drop was a mess and people weren't able to buy as much as they wanted or whatever, it's because it sold out so fast. Right. And everyone latched on to the idea. And the only reason why he was able to do that is because he owned his masters. Drake don't own his masters. You can't do all that shit. You can't drop the way you want. You can't do all these creative things and change an industry because he's still, as Pusha T said, sign one dude who signed to another dude who signed to another dude. Now that's bad luck. You know? So it's like
that was an old diss. That goddamn.
That was the Exodus diss. That's what he was saying. He said, Drake, you're in three 360 deals. You're signed to someone who signed to someone who signed to someone, bro. Whatever you make, if your album sales say 20 million, you made 3 million. Yeah,
that was that Lil Wayne diss, and like that was over a decade ago.
He Ben said it. You're wrapped up in 360 deals, bro. You aren't as rich as you claim, and your money is from before. This isn't rap money. You're just rich already. It didn't change. You didn't get rich from rap. You were rich, and then you used that platform to then improve your life even more. But like,
bars
everything coming from the struggle. That's why I respect Kendrick. Kendrick started his own fucking label with what's his name? Top Dog.
Top Dog, yeah.
So like they started their own fucking label. They weren't industry plants. They weren't none of this. Like that's what's so great about them. J Rock, not an industry plant. Ab Soul, definitely not an industry plant. Like
Schoolboy.
Schoolboy Q, like all of it is just so cool with them. They're organic. They did it the right way. They all have their own sound. They don't try to be like anybody else, and they stick with their own, like flow and melody and everything. And they're their own people. Drake is a different person every album because a different person is writing his albums.
Yeah, and he agrees.
That's why he sounds like different people, and that's why he's so creative and artistic. Is because other people are creative and artistic for him.
Yeah, Sonny totally agrees. He's been
Sonny's in the back. Fuck Drake.
He's been trying to get this off his chest all week.
Hey, come over here.
He was trying to get this off his chest all week, and now he can finally say it.
Finally, he could say it. Same with me. Sonny, get over here. I'm talking about Drake.
Video.
But yeah, Sonny's fed up with Drake too. He's heard all the bullshit. He doesn't think he has it. What was the last good album?
Sonny Ben know this.
He said Take Care. Sonny said Take Care was the last good album that Drake had. That was a long time ago, man.
Let him know, Sonny.
Yeah, you gotta step it up. Sonny's not impressed.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that wraps up the pod for the day. Gary Harris is healthy. Put him in your lineups if you want. Jared Allen, not healthy. Don't put him in your lineups. Other than that, what's the final score today? The Cavs win or the Magic?
I'm hoping the Magic win. I'm going to say, I think it'll be double digit scoring. I'll say 95, 93.
95-93?
A close game. I only think the Cavaliers have reached triple digits this series once.
All right, so I'm saying 89-86 Cavs.
I can see it. I think scoring is going to be hard to come by.
Yeah, me too. Though it may be a little different with Jared Allen out the entire game. Maybe the offense looks different and the defense. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going game stays in the 80s for both of them. And that's going to be it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. One last humble brag.
Always Cam
Logo man.
Yep.
The Cam Thomas logo man, 1 of 1 plate. My most prized possession now.
It'll be $100,000 soon.
If you want it, you can't have it.
If you want it, give me $100K.
Not enough.
Not enough. 100
Not enough.
100
because the taxes you'll have to pay on the $100K. Nope. Not doing it.
Not even worth it.
It's not worth it because then I'll only get like $50K.
Oh, forget about it.
If I got to pay the taxes, because I just bought it for like $40. So if I grade it and it sells for $100K when Cam Thomas is a legend next year, it might be too much in taxes. But 5 years from now, when he's all NBA, then I'll sell it for like $250K. And
right.
Less capital gains taxes because I just bought it. So then it won't be as much.
See, thinking
ahead. Years ahead. You got to think years ahead. I should have did this with Giannis. I should have did it with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was barely a lottery pick. I was telling you since 10th grade, the kid was one of the best players in the country. He fucking dropped 70 this year.
And 50 last game.
And 50 points last game. So it's like the dude is legit. Same thing with Tatum too. Tatum pre-draft. Remember, I was fucking so high on Tatum. I thought he should have went with number 1. People had him 8th on the draft board. ESPN. I still have the screenshot on Twitter. ESPN had him 8th, and I tweeted out that he should be 1st on the draft board. And they drafted Fultz, and then Ball, and then Tatum.
See?
So the Celtics win in the end, and that's what matters.
For sure.
And I think that's how this finals is going to go. Celtics, Thunder.
Okay.
You're going Celtics, Timberwolves, right?
Celtics, Wolves, yeah.
Celtics, Wolves. I'm Celtics, Thunder. Until next time, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. And we'll see you next week for what? A recap of round 2?
Yeah, I guess a recap of round 2. Talk about our WNBA predictions.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I know there was something for next week that was very important, and that's what it is. So we're gonna do our WNBA predictions. Obviously, recap some round 2 stuff. Round 2 won't be over yet,
We got
but
to
it'll
do the
be fun.
draft. We got to do the WNBA draft too. You need to.
And we have our WNBA fantasy league.
You need to find some more people. I ain't got nobody.
You got nobody this year?
No, I got Jaden and my dad and me. So I got 3 right now. So if I got you, then we only need 4 more. You still got to join. I sent you the link.
I got an idea for that. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, you got to find some people by before Tuesday. Because we got to do the draft whenever.
Right. And
Saturday.
also I gotta let you know about I was thinking about having a guest for the Celtics.
Okay.
Gonna have somebody come on, talk about the Celtics and stuff.
We should do the draft probably sometime next weekend because that's when we'll both be free.
Right. I don't want to do the draft on a weekday because I'll have to call out of my second job, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because Monday we have to do it at I could do it at 9 or something Eastern time, so it'll be 6 for you. But I don't know if that's too late or too early. Or
if we could find when's it start? What's the date?
Starts not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, May 14th.
Okay, so we can do it next weekend.
All right, so we'll do it next Saturday.
Because you never know. Preseason, girls can get injured. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I could leave, and I get out early on Saturday anyway, so.
I don't want to draft anybody this week that gets hurt preseason on some dumb shit.
Yeah, but we still got to find people, so we need 4 more after you.
So this week, let's get on our grind.
Yeah, you got to find some people.
You only want to do 8? What did we do last time?
We did 8, and I think 8's perfect.
8 was pretty good.
And we don't have anybody either. We don't really have anybody. I mean, unless you find people.
I think this year people would be more prone to play because of Caitlin Clark. I feel like just the eyes are on the season. People are going to care, and I think not obviously not everybody could get Caitlin Clark on their team. She only is going to be on one team. But I think people are going to be more invested. So maybe we can convince somebody who's a casual, but I don't really want too many W casuals in our league. I want all people who know what they're doing. I want a competitive league.
But that's why I feel like 10's almost too much because there's only 12 teams.
Right.
There's not that many players on the roster, so 8 is enough to me.
Right.
At least for now, until they start hopefully expanding. They're going to be, bringing in a new team next year. So, but for now, I think 8's plenty.
I think 2 new teams next year.
Yeah, or 2 new teams next year.
I don't think adding 1 would make the league odd.
Yeah, so I think 8 teams is plenty for now.
Okay.
And I thought it was
aim for 8. Who knows? Maybe we could get a little bit higher, and it could be fun if we have 10 teams, because then we could do subs and.
Yeah, because I thought it was good last year.
Yeah, 8 was definitely solid last year, and oh boy, did I have the best draft.
I thought I drafted well, and then everyone got hurt.
Yeah.
Shakira Austin killed me last year. That really hurt me. Yeah. There was some other injuries that really hurt me too.
She's got a bad hip again this year.
And she's probably going to get she's going to get a lot of touches too this year. With Della on out.
Yeah, she should, but we'll see.
She's healthy.
Yeah, we'll see if she's healthy and if everything works out. But yeah, apparently she's got a bad hip. So some caution. You'll have to really decide if you want to do Shakira Austin again this year. Same with me. I don't know if I would want to take the risk, but it seems like a decent risk to take. I like Shakira Austin.
Yep.
But alrighty, that WNBA preview is coming next week. So we just gave you a little appetizer, a little teaser, a little taste. All right. We out of here for real this time.
Adios.